evening, this is BelGeode and we are back with some more Microsoft Flight Simulator preview videos. Okay, so I have gone through all of your suggestions. There are a lot. In fact, I don't think I'll be able to get every single one done before this sim actually launches. So what I've decided to do is pick the best of the best, areas that I'm pretty sure you're probably not going to see on other YouTube channels, and those are the ones that I want to show you. And tonight we are starting in India. Now, you may see at the bottom of the screen right about now the name of the viewer who suggested this particular flight. So thank you very much. Unfortunately, I forget your name as I am recording this right now, but like I said, it's at the bottom of the screen. So I really appreciate your suggestion, and yours is up first. So here's what we're doing tonight. We're going to zoom into Mother Earth. Of course, we're back in the trusty Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Honestly, out of all the aircraft that come with this sim, that one's my favorite. And I guess it's just a personal thing for me, but that's what we're going to go with tonight. So good old 70 Alpha Golf Bravo is back in business. I've set our flight conditions to real world weather. Just to forewarn you, it's a little bumpy and it's a lot cloudy, so be advised. I've also set the time to early morning, so just around sunrise or just after sunrise. And we're going to be taking off from up here, Victor, Oscar, Bravo, Lima. I am not even going to try and embarrass myself by pronouncing this name, so we're just going to go with the ICAO code. But suffice to say, we are going to take off to the west, and then we're going to hang a left and head due south, and we're going to fly over this airbase here. Part of the reason why I'm doing that, I want you to understand something about air bases or any military base around the world in this sim. They are not fully modeled. Period. They are not fully modeled. So, MAIW, Military AI Works. If you are watching this video by some strange circumstance, we need you. We need you to help flesh out all the air bases around the world. So please come back to us. For those of you who don't know, Military AI Works used to make all the air bases and military AI for FSX and of course P3D. So if anybody is up to the task, I'm pretty sure it's going to be those guys. So I'm hoping that they make an appearance in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Okay, so after we pass over the airbase and check that out, we are going to continue heading south to what I consider, I guess, the built-up area of Bangalore itself. And we're going to, of course, land at Bangalore Airport, also to the west. That seems to be where the prevailing winds are. Alright, so pretty short flight. It really shouldn't take us any more than about 15 minutes. So, you will be pleased to know that means this video will be considerably shorter than the last two videos that I recorded. Thank goodness, because let me tell you folks, it takes me forever to get these done. Alright, before we hop into the aircraft, there is one important thing that I want to show you, which kind of sort of ties into today's video. So, we are in the options. I'm not going to show you the rest of other stuff. I'm going to go specifically to controls. And the first thing you're going to notice is that my X52 is currently listed here. You'll see a little picture of it on the right. Any controller that you have that's recognized by the sim will show up here, and you can make your adjustments to everything. But the thing that I want to call attention to is down here where it says F10 sensitivity. When you click on this, it opens up this window. Now, you may have noticed on a lot of the YouTube videos that the virtual pilots seem to be kind of all over the place. Chances are they have not gone into this window and adjusted the sensitivity. Why would you want to do that? Well, if you don't adjust the sensitivity, then basically any movement that you make can be exaggerated in the aircraft. So you may see things like porpoising and so on and so forth. It's not that the virtual pilot is doing a bad job per se, it's just that this might not be set up properly. So as you can see, it covers all the axes that you have on both your joystick and throttle, And it'll do the same thing for your yoke and your rudder pedals, by the way. They'll be like separate things for that. But you can go in there and change the sensitivity, and you can also add dead zones if there's, you know, a certain amount of play you want to have before it actually picks up the movement. So remember this window. When the sim finally goes live, this is probably going to be one of the first places you will want to go, just to make sure that your controls are set up properly. Alright, that is all I brought for show and tell today. So with that having been done, we're going to go back to the world map and our little S-shaped route to Bangalore. We're going to hop in our good old Cessna and we're going to take a little flight. So I will see you in the cockpit. Okay, so we are in the cockpit here at Kempegowda International Airport, or at least I think that's how it's pronounced. If not, please don't crucify me. Thank you. Alright, let's go ahead and get our Cessna started up to begin our Bangalore tour. So the first thing, of course, we'll need is our battery. And we'll probably need some lights, so we'll put the beacon on as well as the nav. And we'll get our various rheostats up for things like the instrument panel. Ooh, the radio is on, so you might actually be able to hear both AI and ATC chatter today. Alright, let's get our fuel pump going. That should be about enough, so we'll turn that off and close our mixture. And we're pretty much ready for an engine start. Now, I am going to be doing some things different today, but I'll explain in a moment. But for now, clear prop. Ah, there we go.
70 Alpha Golf Bravo requesting pushback.
Now, you may notice that everything's being done automatically. The reason why that's happening is because I've got my AI control, my AI co-pilot, that is set to monitor all the comms. So they're basically doing all of this stuff automatically. Otherwise, we would have to open up the little ATC window and take care of it ourselves. Alright, I've set our autopilot and... oh, that dude's getting a little closer. I don't even want to watch what's about to happen. Let's set up our CDI to GPS. We'll also release the parking brake really quick for the pushback guy. Transponder is currently set to standby on 7,000, and I want to set up my winds. Let's go with option 3 today. So that'll tell us that we've got a slight crosswind at about 15 knots, which is fine. We're going to go up to about 4,500 feet for our cruise, so that should be awesome. And hey, look, we're moving. You're doing a good job there, buddy. I'm glad you didn't get hurt with the prop. I was worried about that for a second.
Ground Cessna November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo requesting the end of pushback. Cessna November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo request to end pushback received.
Excellent. Now all we need is taxi clearance to
Ground
the
Cessna
runway.
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo with Kilo request taxi for takeoff south departure.
Okay.
Cessna
And
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo taxi to and hold short of runway 27 right using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 123.675 when ready.
that's what I wanted to hear. 27 right. Okay,
Taxi
perfect.
to and hold short runway 27 right using taxiway Alpha Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Okay, so while the AI is going to be handling all the comms, I'm going to taxi us over to runway 27 right. So let's get out of our parking spot here, and we'll get going. As we head to the taxiway on our way to runway 27 right, one thing you're going to notice at this airport in particular, there it is right there. You'll notice that we just dipped a little bit. Now, I don't know if that is accurate to real life or if it's a mesh issue or perhaps just this airport, but the common theme you're going to notice among the airports that we'll be seeing today is that they are all default airports. Remember, this is a beta. Beta is beta. Not all things are complete. So there may be some anomalies here and there, and I guess for those of you who actually live in Indy, you can tell me if this taxiway is actually this bumpy. Now, we do have a little bit of a ways to go to get to the runway, and there is one GA AI traffic in front of us, so we're just gonna hustle to the runway, and of course I will spare you the agony of watching the entire taxi. We're gonna fast forward right now. You may have been wondering why I just suddenly veered off of the center taxi line. That was not a mistake. I actually did that deliberately. What I figured is, since we're actually waiting for this little AI guy to decide to get his clearance and take off, I would take this opportunity to do something that I don't normally show you, which is a Magneto check. So, first thing that we want to do, we want to set our RPM somewhere around 1800 RPMs. I don't remember if that's the exact figure, but that's what I'm going to use for the Cessna today. So right about there, and then we will switch to right mag. Okay, there's a bit of a drop, so we'll put it back up to both. Wait for it to stabilize, and then we'll go to left mag. There's a bit of a drop. Okay, everything looks good, so we're back to both, and now we can lower our throttle. We'll set our transponder to squawk on ALT or ALT, turn on our landing lights, strobe, fuel pump, and pitot heat. Okay, looks like our little buddy there is already taking the active, so we're going to get rid of the brakes and we'll head up to the hold short, and we'll wait to get clearance through the ATC from our AI co-pilot. Now, you may also notice one pretty important thing with this video. I am not using the poor man's VR. That is a deliberate thing. I wanted to show you what it looks like.
Tower Cessna November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo ready at runway 27 right south departure.
Oh yeah, they're going to interrupt me the entire time.
70 Alpha Golf Bravo taxi into position and hold.
Okay, will do. Position and hold.
Position and hold Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Alright, but yeah, I started to say this time around I wanted to show you just what it looks like on the monitor. And I'm also planning on showing you what you can do with the drone camera once we go airborne. You may have already gotten that sneak peek if you were careful enough to see what was going on when I did the little intro before we got into the cockpit. That's actually using the drone camera. When we go airborne, I'll explain all of that as well. But just know that for this video, I am not in the VR headset.
7287 contact Jedi Center on 118.9er.
Wait, did they say Jedi Center? Could have sworn they said Jedi Center. Huh. Alright, well, we're waiting for clearance.
118.9er, ego 7287. Cessna November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo cleared for takeoff runway 27 right south, departure approved.
Alright, that's what I wanted to hear. Quick scan
Cleared
of everything.
For takeoff runway 27 right, Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
We've set our takeoff trim. You know what it's time for, folks. Brakes down, throttles up. And we'll get our parking brakes off. There's a familiar pull to the left. And full throttle, here we go. Alright, airspeed is alive. I did trim it a little high, so we should probably just jump off the ground here. Pull back ever so slightly. There we go. Now, as I showed you in the intro, I did make those changes to my own control settings, so that way it would be a little bit less sensitive when hand flying. but I'm not quite at that sweet spot yet. That's actually the first time that I've tried changing around the sensitivities. So I'm probably going to go back in there between this video and the next video and make a few more minor adjustments just to make sure that everything is the way I would like to have it. And then, of course, in the next video, you'll see the end results of that. If you're looking for a video...
Continue for south departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Alright, good. Thanks, buddy. If you're looking for a video that will tell you about all of the controls...
Bravo, continue for south departure.
Seriously? See, this is why I keep the ATC off. Aye. If you're looking for a video where you can learn about all the various controls of this particular flight sim, you may want to check out Frugal Sim's channel. He actually just posted one today that goes over all the various control settings and whatnot. In the meantime, I am setting us on autopilot, and then I will go outside. I'm going to show you the drone camera as we use it to fly around the area. And then, of course, we'll see if we can get some nifty little cinematic shots there. Okay. Everything is set up on autopilot and our landing and taxi lights are off, so let's go to the outside view.
Cessna November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo frequency change.
Okay, so now that we've got a frequency change, we're going to do a request flight following.
Cessna November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo is type Cessna Skyhawk 4 miles west of Victor Oscar Bravo Lima. Request flight following.
Yeah, we'll just wait to get all that info.
Alpha Golf Bravo approach. Squawk 5276.
Okay, 5276. Alright, so I'll need to zoom in.
5276 Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Now, it does it automatically. I really don't need to input the code.
Radar contact 5 miles west of Victor Oscar Bravo Lima, 4,200 feet, altimeter 29.62.
I like to do that anyway, just for, you know, my own procedures. So you're more than encouraged to do that as well. If you do not have the AI pilot set to on, or the AI co-pilot, I should say, you will have to punch in the code before they will actually accept that you've punched in the code. So I try to get into the habit of always putting the code in if they're giving me one. Alright, so there is the Indian countryside, and we're beginning our turn to the south. Now I am going to go back to the outside view in a moment, but I just want you to realize that the drone camera that I'm using, how I am controlling that camera, I literally have an Xbox type of controller plugged into a USB slot, and it just automatically works. So we're just now passing Yelahanka Air Force Base, and this is what I was talking about in the intro, so I kind of wanted to show it to you from the outside view. You will notice that there's not a whole heck of a lot on that airbase at all. Now, that's also part of the reason why I called out MAIW, or Military AI Works. They are the only developers that I know of that have actively gone through and updated a lot of the military air bases around the world in the older programs, FSX and P3D. I feel that if they come to MSFS, they should be able to do the same thing. Now, for the time being, one thing that you're going to notice whenever you travel to any military air base around the world in this sim is that the AI traffic is all GA. That's it. That's all you get. So that's kind of why I want to have them come on board and bring some of their lovely AI traffic to this sim. You may also notice that it is quite bumpy right now, and those clouds up front look absolutely menacing. Thank goodness we've only got a 15-minute flight, otherwise I'd probably go to a higher altitude to avoid this chop.
Bangalore
And,
Tower, Cessna November,
well, there we go.
Alpha
Looks
Golf
like it's
Bravo
time to
is 8
call
miles
in.
north with Mike to land.
There we go, 8 miles north.
Cessna November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, Bangalore Tower. Make left traffic runway 27, altimeter 29er, decimal 6 tree wind 257 at 29er.
257 at 29er, are you kidding
Make
me?
left traffic runway 27 Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
No wonder we're crabbing. Holy crap.
Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo, cleared to land runway 27, wind 256 at 29er. Cleared to land runway 27 Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Alrighty folks, I'm pretty sure I don't need to tell you what's about to happen next. So we've got our clearance to land, we're getting our lights and our fuel pump back on, and in a few moments I will also turn off the autopilot. Right now we're technically on a base leg. I took that into consideration, which is exactly why we have that S-shaped horse that you saw on the flight planning screen in the beginning of the video. I kind of figured this was how it was going to go, so I wanted to be on autopilot for as much of this as possible, so that way I'd at least be in the right spot. And one thing I'm going to point out really quick here, you may have noticed that Microsoft uploaded a video earlier this week about Black Shark AI, one of the partnerships they have. Black Shark AI is one of the major movers and shakers behind this cityscape that you've been seeing both inside and outside camera shots. I don't know how exactly accurate this is, like 100% accuracy, I really don't know, but suffice to say it actually looks pretty impressive how they were able to build up this cityscape around Bangalore. So really cool stuff, and kudos to Black Shark AI for coming up with this thing. And remember, this is all part of a learning machine, so it's only going to get better from here. This is just the starting place. Alright, enough yakking. I gotta see if I can land here, and man, I am really missing my VR right about now. But I did say I was gonna show you what it looks like on the monitor natively. Alright, and that sound indicates that we are now below the altitude that I set for cruise, and we're right where I want to be, so we're going to make this turn from base leg to final, and you can take another look at Bangalore as the approach lights come into view. And whoa, we are a little bit higher than we wanted to be. Look at those VASI lights there. They're all white, so we're going to cut the power a little bit and bring her down and see if we can catch the glide slope. Whoa! Oh my god, they are not playing around with this weather today. Holy crap. But you know what? That is one thing that I really admire about this sim, is the way that it's modeled the weather. It is challenging. Wow. Alright, but I think we're just about lined up now, so we should be able to pull this off. And we'll go to the outside view. Thanks, Betty. Okay, this is gonna be a shaky landing here. You can see we're now below the glide slope. The wind is just pushing us all over the frickin' place. I'm really having to control this thing. Or actually, I'm thinking I'm overcorrecting is what I'm doing here. Alright, let's see if we can hold it. Nope. We're definitely going down. Let's give it some more throttle. Little more throttle. Come on, baby. I just need you to stay airborne until the touchdown markers. We've got plenty of airspeed, so we're going to need to chop the prop, or chop the throttle here. Holy crap. Okay, so this is turning into a real floater here. Look at me porpoising all over the place. Sheesh. Alright, settle down, baby. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Alright. Woo! Okay, well, that one was a little bit of a challenge, not gonna lie. Wow, alright, well, I sincerely hope that you have enjoyed Bangalore. That is definitely a first on my list. I've never flown in this part of the world before.
Bravo, exit runway when able.
Will do, sir, will do. But yeah, I'm really glad that I took you up on the viewer request and decided to show this area. I'm thinking for the next time around, we'll probably go somewhere around Cyprus or Turkey, because I know that was a very popular request as well, so more than likely that's what we're going to end up doing next. This, however, is my turn-off, so let's do exactly what we need to do. We'll park at the hold short really quick here and configure the aircraft for our taxi in, and we'll let our AI co-pilot do this thing.
Ground on 123.5.
Do your thing, AI co-pilot. I'm going to hit the brakes here.
123.5, Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Wow, looks like we got in just before the rain, too. That is awesome. All right. So, quick procedure, landing lights off, taxi lights on, strobe lights off, fuel pump off, pitot heat off, and let me request taxi to parking.
Bangalore ground, Cessna November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, request taxi to parking. Cessna November 70 Alpha
probably get our flaps up.
Taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha.
Taxiway Alpha, okay.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
So to the viewer who requested that we do Bangalore, please tell me in the comments how this has lived up to your expectations. But just remember, it's a starting place. It can only get better from here. Alright, back to the outside view. Alright, I want to say our parking spot is this one on the end here, so we'll just look for the little marshaller dudes and we'll pull into our spot. Excellent. So, while we are finishing up here, I want to thank you as always for watching. This has been BelGeode. I have been flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator in another preview video. Next time around, we'll choose a different part of the world, and I'll pick a different aspect of the sim to tell you some more about. And we might actually go back to the poor man's VR, because especially if I'm going to be dealing with weather, yeah, I kind of want to just be able to look around. But I'll try to keep the aspect ratio exactly as it is right now. The other thing I do want to quickly mention is I'm also using a different process to edit this video, so hopefully it came out a little bit better. If you enjoy what you've seen, please feel free to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will be back for the next one really soon. Ciao!